Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the show. It's Bruce here, traveling with Bruce. Welcome to today's show, October the, what is today? The 10th, October the 10th, 2018. What have we been watching on TV all day? I don't know about you, but I've been watching a hurricane hitting the USA all day today in the Florida Panhandle. Hurricane Michael is the star of the show, and that is what everyone is keeping an eye on today. What a system that was. People didn't think it would be as strong as it ended up becoming, but it became a nasty little bugger, didn't it? And it is going to create havoc for quite some time, and it is going to affect cruise ships in the Atlantic. The storm isn't done yet. We've had fun in the Gulf the last few days. Now get ready for some fun out of Charleston and Baltimore and maybe up in the New England area, depending on the track of this system and how powerful she'll still be by the time she gets back to water in about 2.5 days. There's all kinds of things going on here, and I'm trying to stay on top of it all for cruising fans. Never a dull moment with this one. This storm is moving at 15 miles an hour northeast right now. And she's going through the Panhandle. I think she's, if not already, into Georgia as we speak. She'll be going through Georgia all night tonight, into southern South Carolina, then into North Carolina, and then the Virginia area, and right back out over the water. And this thing is going to affect quite a lot of cities, roadways, interior waterways, airports, train service. It's just going to wreak havoc through the southern USA, and then up the Atlantic coast up to Nova Scotia in Canada. She might even reach Newfoundland, and then she's projected to go over the Atlantic to the UK. She's going to hit Ireland and England in the United Kingdom, Scotland, that whole area, before she is done. It is really an amazing system, this one. It really has had a long lifespan. I did a video early this morning. I don't know if you've seen it or not. Get a chance, take a look at it. I talked about this storm doing what it's doing and how it's going to affect a couple of cruise ships in the Atlantic. The Carnival Ecstasy out of Charleston and the Grandeur of the Seas out of Baltimore. Both ships have already changed their itinerary, their timing, because of what is coming from the south. They're watching the hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico, and they're already making moves because they know they're going to be affected by this thing because it is coming fast. She's going to move 180 to 200 miles a day now in speed, if not faster, as she gets quicker in the upper atmosphere. And we're going to have to see what's going on here. Ships in the Gulf. I know a lot of you have been sending me messages wondering about friends and family that are on cruise ships. You know, I don't make light of this. There were at least 14 cruise ships affected by Hurricane Michael already. A bunch of them were Carnival ships that had 5 to 7 day sailings, a couple of Royal Caribbean ships, a Norwegian ship. All is well. Everyone is fine. No cruise ships entertained this hurricane. There's a video floating around on the internet that a cruise ship was theoretically in the hurricane. Not true whatsoever. There was a ship that was off the coast of Cuba, and they were looking at some spectacular lightning shows and some wind, but they weren't anywhere near this hurricane. Don't be fooled that this video is legit. There is no cruise ship, period, that has been anywhere near this this hurricane. Not even close. Cruise ships do not need and have had no there was no necessity here for any cruise ship put a cruise vessel anywhere near this hurricane whatsoever. They just skirted around it. They avoided it. Our friend Randy Lucas is one of my regular viewers. He is on, I believe it's the Majesty of the Seas. If I've got my logistics, I could be wrong on the name of the ship. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that. No, he's not on the Majesty of the Seas. I think Independence of the Seas, I think, is the one he's on. That left Galveston. I think it was Saturday or Sunday. He was on that ship, heading for Cozumel and Roatan, and it was supposed to go right into the teeth of the storm. It didn't. It went to the western end of the Gulf of Mexico and completely avoided the hurricane. He has had nothing but spectacularly wonderful weather. He has sent a photo today to all of us on my Facebook group page, Traveling with Bruce, from Roatan. And it's beautiful in Roatan. It's sunny and calm weather, and they're having a wonderful old time, like anyone else on a cruise ship should be having a wonderful old time. No worries whatsoever. The closest ship that got to this hurricane was the ship that docked in Tampa. That ship is, excuse me, I'm just looking at my notes here. The ship that docked in Tampa was the, excuse me one moment, I believe it's the Majesty of the Seas. The Majesty of the Seas pulled into Tampa very early this morning, safe and sound. The hurricane was moving north, 100 plus miles away. The passengers would have had shower activity, yes, but nothing like regular, torrential rains or winds or anything like that. And that ship will leave Tampa later today and head south on its next cruise without any issues whatsoever. And the hope I have is that all the passengers that were going to get on that ship got into town yesterday, like they were supposed to, or they drove in this morning, got on the ship, and they're leaving this afternoon on their next cruise. All should be well. The other ships that are using New Orleans, Galveston, New Orleans, won't have any issues whatsoever either. The storm hit the land well to the east and is moving now north inland. So the Gulf of Mexico drama is over for all the cruise lines, all the cruise ships, all as well. So if you get a chance to check my video today that I made this morning, check it out. I happen to mention in that video that the next chapter is Charleston and Baltimore. Two ships are heading there to their respective ports tomorrow, and they've moved up their schedules dramatically. All right. Again, saying hi to everybody here. Thank you. Welcome to my show. If you've never joined me here before, I'm Bruce, traveling with Bruce. Love to watch and follow cruise ship news. We talk about cruise ships all the time, and I have a cast of regulars that sign in every day and talk to me and say hi to me. If you've never joined me before, say hi. If you'd like, please sign in. Tell me, where are you watching me from? What's your high temperature today? Are you in this? Are you in the storm? Are you in this mess? Let me know what it's like for you, and we'll pass that on to everybody out there. You have any questions about cruise ships or cruise lines? Let me know. I'm more than happy to try to answer any questions on the spot. If I can't answer a question that you're asking me right now, one of my regulars might be able to. I'm pointing at my cell phone. It's just over there. One of my regulars might be able to answer right away. If not, we'll have the answer for you tomorrow. This channel is 14 months old in 4 days. Today is October the 10th. My channel started August 14th, 2017. And yesterday we were at 4,233 subscribers. We're now at 4,287. That is 54 more subscribers since yesterday. Thank you, new joiners, for coming on board. I love it. I'm honored that you're here. I hope some of you are watching today. I know you've been tracking my videos. The ships that were in the Gulf of Mexico that were affected under the Carnival banner would have been the Carnival Glory, the Freedom, the Triumph, the Victory, the Paradise, the Vista, the Fantasy, the Valor, I think even the Dream. They're all fine. No worries whatsoever. No issues, no problems. A few of the ships changed course a little bit. A couple of these ships reversed their itinerary. Instead of going to one port one day and one port the other, they went the first port here and the second port here. They just switched it around. They just played footsies with the hurricane, because cruise ships can outrun a hurricane. Cruise ships can go up to 30 miles an hour, and they can go in 24 hours, 700 plus miles away from a hurricane. Hurricanes move at 10, 15, 17 miles an hour if they're moving. Florence, which hit the Carolinas, was moving at 3 miles an hour by the time it got to the Carolinas. This hurricane hit the Florida landfall today at 15 miles an hour. So it's moving, and within 24 hours, it'll be 250 miles inland. All right. On the Norwegian front, the Getaway was the only ship affected, and that was like 4 days ago, and it had no issues whatsoever. It went to Grand Cayman and avoided Costa Maya, Mexico, so it avoided all the rains, had a wonderful time there. And then the Brilliance of the Seas and Majesty of the Seas are the two Royal Caribbean ships that avoided this storms as well. Again, passengers were never in danger, were never going to be inconvenienced. Only question I have is, will Atlanta Hartsfield Airport be affected by this storm coming up? What about Raleigh? What about some other places? I don't know. Again, thanks again for joining me today. Quick shout out to all of my great viewers. Some of you have been buying t-shirts from my website. Thank you very much for doing that on Redbubble. Some of you are supporting me on Amazon through my affiliate link. And then some of you are making direct donations through my PayPal account. Thank you for all of that. This full-timer really appreciates it. I want to show you something here. A couple of things I want to show you. I want to show you what I refer to now as my big ass iPad. I'm hoping you can see this. I don't know if you can. I'm trying to double check to see if I can see it on my screen as I'm trying to show it to you. But I wanted to show you this here, and I don't know if it's working or not. This is where the hurricane is right now, and I'm trying to get rid of the glare, and I really don't know if this is working. Never done this before, so pardon me for my very poor video presentation, but here's where the hurricane is now. This is Michael. It's going up in here into Georgia. This here is Macon here. We have Augusta, Georgia. It's going to go right over Augusta. That's right there. Here's Atlanta, Georgia. And see if I can just keep this still and not make it too reflective. I don't know if this is working for you folks. You can see the path of this hurricane as it's going to go through South Carolina, North Carolina, into Virginia, and back out to the Atlantic. And if I bring this down, you can now see the track going all the way up here, the east coast of the U.S. here. You can see that is Nova Scotia in Canada there, and it's going all the way out. And if I bring it down even further and I bring it way out, look at this. Here's Newfoundland in Canada. Don't know if you can see that. And then way over here, the United Kingdom. That is how far this hurricane is going to track. It is not going to be pretty. I'm kind of hoping this might even be better as I recalibrate this thing. Here is the hurricane right here, right now, just in the Gulf coming onto land here. Not as fancy as CNN, am I? Here we go. There you are. We'll look at it one more time at this with this kind of resolution. Maybe it's a little bit better. Here we are going right in here into Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. We're coming out here. You can see various towns, cities here. All these will be affected. The Port of Charleston will be affected, and so will ports like Baltimore and others. And it looks like it's offshore. Everyone's going to sigh a breath of relief. But look how close it is to New York. Cape Hatteras here, this whole area, these areas are going to get drenched. Tons of rain are going to fall here. This is just the track of the middle of the system. Forget about all the clouds and rain all around it. Unbelievable. Thank you, Robert Brandt, for this big ass iPad, because it really helps me to see it and work with it. I don't know how good it's working for you guys. I'm trying to give you the best illustration I can. I want to show you. If I can, I'm going to do a quick here type and see if I can find a website. I want to show you some more images. And pardon me while I do this right now, live on the spot. Never done this before. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's see if I can make this work. There we go. All right, here we go. This is Cruise Mapper. This is a site called cruisemapper.com. These little triangles, I don't know if you can see those. You see those triangles? Those are cruise ships. And it shows you where they are and where they're headed, that type of thing. There were none here this morning. There were no cruise ships in the Gulf this morning. The only cruise ship was right here in Tampa, in port, waiting for the storm to pass and offloading its passengers and getting ready to take on its new passengers and leaving the port this afternoon. So from a Cruise Mapper point of view, we have no activity in the Gulf area here whatsoever to worry about. Over here on the East Coast right here, this ship right here, that is the Ecstasy of the Seas. That's Ecstasy, sorry, the Carnival Ecstasy. Here we go, I'll zoom in a little further. That's the Carnival Ecstasy heading up to Charleston. And it's supposed to get there tomorrow. They have got that ship at full speed, trying to get there ASAP. It wants to get in there at 1 in the morning coming up, and it wants to be out of that port by, I think, as early as 8 in the morning before any hint of this storm system is going to reach Charleston. So here's Charleston right here. I don't know if you can see that too well. Apologize if you can't. They'll try that again. It appears to be Charleston. And here's the ship right here. She's going to be there. The other ship in question is our friend, the Grandeur of the Seas. Let me find that one if I can. Here it is right here. Very hard to see. A little green triangle here. This guy is headed in here to Baltimore. And he's been told, or she's been told, to get in early as well. Baltimore is right up here, and they're trying to get into Baltimore ASAP from here to here and get out as quick as possible as well. We'll see how this works out. Those are the two, ships that are sort of next on the, on the watch list. I'll keep an eye on ships in New England and all that the next few days, because there could be alterations and changes out of New York, Boston, Bar Harbor, Halifax, just all kinds of ports of call we'll have to see how all that works out. Anyway, that's just insane. Unlike any other hurricane that we can really, sorry folks, great sound system, eh? I tell you, the speakers are awesome on this thing. Unlike any other hurricane I followed, hurricanes usually just get the land and then you just dissipate, get all mushed up, and they just turn into rainstorms. No big deal. This one, this one is hanging on, packing a punch. It's still 130, 40 mile an hour right now on land, and it's going to continue to create all kinds of problems. We'll have to see how this works out. Anyway, there you go. That's some of the news I have there. I want to say hi to everybody, and any of you folks have any comments, let's have a chat. I've got F. Tollison here. I have Kim Omar Brown. Hi, Kim, how are you? The Fantastic Dory is here, Category 4. Hi, Fantastic Dory. Robert Brandt, great news. The White House says they have plenty of paper towels, so all's good. Thank you very much. I just lost 20 subscribers. Thanks, Robert. Margaret Lewis, thankful. Was just lowered to a Category 3 at 125. MG Toe and the stock market is dropping 831 points. Have you noticed that, people, while this is going on? The Dow Jones Industrial Average is getting hammered today. It dropped 800 odd points. Last I saw as well. Yep, there it is. That's the close on the day. Higher interest rates are the worry. This is what happens when you have a booming economy. You get an economy that heats up. The central bank gets nervous about an overheating economy, and they worry about inflation, so they start raising interest rates to kind of calm things down. And now you got this dichotomy of, well, does this mean the recovery's over? Does this mean there's going to be a recession? This is jittery investors. They shoot first and ask questions later with respect to their stocks. They don't stick around to find out. So we had a bit of a reaction today. We'll see how things calm down in the next few days going forward. But yeah, 831 points on the Dow. If interest rates are going up, I think they are. I've told you before. I've mentioned it before. Cruise ships, cruise lines, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian are publicly traded companies. They have billions of dollars of loans outstanding for billions of dollars of cruise ships. And every 1% increase in the cost of money means that's an increase in the cost of owning a ship. And a 1% loan increase on your mortgage, if you've got a $200,000 mortgage and it goes up 1%, well, it's $2,000 a year more in interest that you will pay, about $180 a month more. But if you've got a $2 billion loan, it's more than $180. That's a lot of money, and these ships are under pressure to perform. And cruise lines run into an interesting dilemma. When the economy appears to be slowing down, people pull back on their plans for leisure activities. Number one activity they pull back on, one of them, is cruising and holidays. Cruise lines all of a sudden go from 99% occupancy to 92% occupancy. Still sounds pretty good, but that 7% drop in occupancy is devastating. That could mean the difference between making money and not making money per ship. And now you've got problems. You either have to charge more per room, or you have to give more away to get people to get on the ship. You've got to get more aggressive on marketing, which means you're spending money. Cruise lines can't just offload billion-dollar cruise ships to somebody else. There are only 3 big cruise lines with MSC Seaside on the wings here as a private company. You can't just have Carnival sell 10 ships to Royal Caribbean. That's not going to happen. Royal Caribbean will go, I'll give you 50 cents on the dollar. I'll give you 25 cents on the dollar for those ships. That's not going to happen. So these cruise lines are stuck with these assets. The bankers are stuck with the cruise lines. And I keep getting criticized by people saying, why are you so negative about cruise lines, Bruce? They're doing really well. Why are you such a doom and gloomer? I'm just saying the obvious, that cruise lines are heavily leveraged with respect to debt when they're running these businesses. And you get any kind of a quick turnaround and you're just going to start to bleed money fast. And this could be an issue. I just bring it up. Now, on the one hand, that's a problem. On the other hand, there could be some deals for cruisers, and I love that. But then again, I want to make sure the cruise line will be in business by the time my cruise comes around. So, I want to watch that too. I'm not saying that cruise lines are in any danger of going under like in a minute or anything like that. There's nothing like that. However, a continual series of bad news events can make it tough. And right now, oil is at $75 a barrel. Doesn't look like it's going to go back to $50 a barrel. Looks more likely to go to 80 and higher. Interest rates are rising. The employment rate is low, so it can only get worse. I mean, everyone's got a job supposedly, but the problem is everyone who has a job not paying enough money. to make a living. People have not recovered from the 10-year recession back in 2008, the crash. The recovery hasn't been fully enjoyed by everybody yet. The very rich are doing very well, have been forever. But the average person on the street and the cruise lines depend on the middle class to come cruising. The middle class are still behind where they were in 07, 08, 09. Some house values have not recovered. Investment portfolios have not recovered. Savings have not recovered. Jobs, wages have not recovered. Stability in the workplace has not recovered. So there's all kinds of issues. We get any kind of a pullback, a slowdown, a 1 or 2% rise in the unemployment rate, and families starting to pull back on extras, there's a recession in the works. Might be a mild recession, but it's a recession nonetheless. And cruise lines are getting an 8 to 9% capacity increase every year for the next 3 or 4 years. All these new ships are coming. They have to be filled up, and this could pose a problem. Today's stocks on the cruise lines all went down. Royal Caribbean lost $4.35 a share. Norwegian lost $1.86, and Carnival lost $1.46. So about 3% for Norwegian and Carnival, and almost a 4% drop in value in the Royal Caribbean today alone. That is a serious hit to the values of these shares, but it's not the companies. It's not the companies going out of business, but that's a reflection of what investors are saying looking forward. Other stocks went down too. It wasn't just the cruise line, but this is happening. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. All right. Let's see who else is here. Donna McKinnon is here. MG Toe is here. Tom Henry. Hi, Tom Henry. Sebastian Shore. Michelle Lucas. Hello from the RCL Royal Caribbean Liberty of the Seas in Honduras. Beach, and more beach. Back-to-back cruising. It's all good with Michelle. Welcome, Michelle. We're talking nothing but a hurricane and a bad stock market. You're having a great time down there. I'm glad for that. It's exactly the way it should be. The fantastic Dory, yeah, it was pretty bad, not to where I live, but it's all pretty windy. Brittany, it's currently 86 degrees. After looking at the weather starting Tuesday with much nicer temperatures. Sebastian, I'm ready for, what is that? I am ready for 8. I'm not sure what he means. MG, people are moving money from tech stocks to like Home Depot and Lowe's. Yeah, because they're going to be busy rebuilding part of Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas. These stocks will go up. These companies will do well. Very interesting. Robert Brand, I'm investing in a fashion line sold at Macy's that doesn't sell by I don't know what. Margaret Lewis, I use marine traffic to check any ship in the world. Robert Brandt, there are several good ship trackers. Sebastian, see, Disney Fantasy was close to town. Robert Roatan, Gracie Compton is here. Hello, I live in Jacksonville, Florida. Hi, Gracie. And I'm getting hit in less than an hour. Please pray for me and people involved. I'm really nervous, and I'm hiding in the closet watching this. Gracie, I don't think you're going to get the worst of it. I doubt you'll get something, but the worst of it is not going to hit you. It's going to pass by you to the northwest, but you're going to get rain and some winds. But stay safe, and glad you're joining us, and I hope it's going to be okay. I'm pretty sure you're going to be all right. The fantastic Dory, I still can't believe it's Category 4. Johnny Fitzhume is here. Luck for him. Margaret Lewis, marinetraffic.com. Michelle, Robert, the hurricane missed us. That's right. Gracie, we're thinking of you, says Robert. Wendy Thompson, be safe, Gracie. Everyone's telling you to be safe. Hello. And thanks for the love, she's saying. That's good stuff. The gas here is all gone, says the fantastic Dory. We're almost out of water bottles. It's so bad, says Gracie. Margaret, there have been a tornado activity in Gainesville, says Margaret. Robert Brandt, always the first to go. The first Dory, our Walmart, was empty. Gracie, thanks for all the love. I'm mostly hiding in the closet due to the tornado hitting us right now. There are tornadoes spinning off. That's another issue, of course. Be careful there, Gracie, and stay safe. Crazy Rich Guys, I think Bruce loves his Sexton t-shirt the most. It's a nice one, don't you think? Let's see. Margaret, Bruce loved the trivia last night. Thank you, Margaret. I'm glad you came by and enjoyed it. We had a good time. We do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 o'clock in the evening. Let's see here. Kim Omar Brown, hi. Hi, hey, watching from all the way from Barbados. Kim, welcome from Barbados. It's nice and sunny and calm down there, I'm sure. Let's see, Wendy, we're 2 hours south of you. Gracie, Margaret, Louisville, awaiting the cold front, moving to get high of these 80s and summer's humidity. Get rid of that in Louisville. Robert Brandt, welcome, Kim, from Barbados. Tom Henry, we are friendly, and you can come out of the closet, says Gracie. Fantastic, Dory. I'm not getting it bad. It's shifted away from where I live. Wendy, so true, Tom, that we are friendly. Robert Brandt, who's friendly? MG Toe, are you still here? Sebastian, hi all. Robert Brandt, hi Sebastian. Margaret, perfect. Let's see here. Sylvia Swan, hi all. 75 feels like 81 and cloudy in Greensboro, North Carolina. Sylvia, watch that storm. It's coming your way. Keep an eye on that. Fantastic story. We got less than 1 inch of rain, but it's really windy. Wendy, Robert, as my mom would say, well, bless his heart, MG. No trivia today, just Tuesdays and Thursdays, says Tom Henry for trivia. Let's see here. Crazy Rich Guys, D&G Explorers does a show around 8 p.m. Wednesday. Crazy Rich Guys, Traveling Bruce, you need a thing to move the thing and do the stuff with that thing. You should use the thing with that thing. And I know I should, but I haven't got it yet, but I will get it shortly. Been kind of busy the last couple of days around here. Yeah, very busy. Tom Henry was up at 2:30 a.m. today. I may not make it till 8 o'clock. Kelly Haston, hey, from Pensacola. Hey, Kelly, how are you doing down there? Let's see, Robert Brandt, Zoom. Crazy Rich Guys wondering why couldn't you sleep? He said, no, I couldn't sleep. Dreaming of Speedos, he's saying. Kelly's saying we just got a little bit of rain. Let's see here. Who else is here? Cat Rose is here. Hi, Cat Rose. Donna, Tom Henry, I suppose I'm supposed to be sleeping now, but I can't. My brain won't just shut down. Who's the one in the blue Speedo? Kelly's asking. Robert Brandt, bond rates were the cause. Yes, interest rates for bonds were the cause of the market fall. Mary Ellen Shaw is here in South Carolina. Our governor is telling us right now it looks like we will get heavy rain and 50, 60 mile an hour winds. Not as bad as Florence. No, not as bad as, but you don't need any more rain, do you? And you sure don't need the winds. But it's coming. Not the surges that Florida's getting, thankfully, no. Robert Brandt, the difference between a guy with $1 billion and $10 billion, well, it's art. Yeah, the guy with $10 billion has a lot more nice paintings. Touchdown, even though it dropped, it is still overpriced. Touchdown, we needed the correction. Sylvan Forrest is here. Hi, Bruce, and all sunny and pleasant here in Delray Beach, South Florida. Didn't feel a hurricane. Michael's Passage in the Gulf, and we were not complaining. Thumbs ups, everybody. And thankfully, the folks in South Florida were spared. We have 13 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for giving me thumbs ups today. If any of you would like to spare one on this channel, I would sure appreciate it. Thank you very much. It all helps with the channel's momentum. Let's see here. Fantastic Dory says a shift away from Pensacola right before it hit. Robert, guys, if you have adjustable mortgages, think of who's running the government. Lock in the fixed rate now. Kelly, yes, thank goodness it got away from Pensacola. Tracy, I don't worry much about the stock market. I watch it, but as long as the dividends keep coming, I'm okay with that. Let's go through here. Who else is here? Robert Brandt. Reality check. Robert is saying cruises are paid with surplus money in people's budgets. Don, we all think we all make a ton of money, pay more taxes and afford vacations. Oh, the tax cuts. The tax cuts helped the very well-to-do and corporations. Did they help the lower middle class, and the poor? Not a lot, because when you don't pay taxes to a great extent, how are you going to save? Unless you get a pay increase, you're not going to get more money in your pocket. And so for cruise lines, the upper middle class and the higher end guys, they got way more money than before, which means the haven will sell. The high end part of the ship will sell out, no problem. The 6-star cruise lines, no problem. Their clients have all kinds of dough, making all kinds of extra money. But those in the $30,000 a year to $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year salary range, add up how much money you're saving, how much more money you're getting every 2 weeks. Is it $50, $60, $70? Is that enough to afford a cruise for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for 2 people for a week? I don't think so. Doesn't make that much of a difference. We'll have to see. MG Toe thinks that the cruise business is saturated with too many cabins. Tom Henry, I have no idea what MG was trying to say. So Tweety, I'll survive on ramen before I give up cruising. Way to go, So Tweety. There's a way to get by. Oh my gosh. Fantastic Dory said, I said this hurricane would make history somehow. Tom Henry, no booze to save money. Don't drink booze, you'll save money. Let's go here. Who else is here? Tracy saying hi. Going through all these small comments. Donna McKinnon, me too. Robert Brandt, MG Toe saying, hey. Tom Henry, Tom Henry saying hi. Who else is here? Pardon me, folks, while I just kind of go through the small talk, catching up with everybody. Rayvon is here. Hi, how you been? I've been on board Symphony of the Seas for 2 weeks now. How you doing, Rayvon from the UK? I hope you're having a good time on the Symphony of the Seas and loving my job role. That's right. You got a job with the Royal Caribbean. You got hired and you're on the ship as a worker. Fantastic, Rayvon. I hope you're doing well. Where are you right now? Where is your ship right at this moment? Tell us. You're on board the Symphony of the Seas. Are you in the, I think you're in the Mediterranean, aren't you? Where are you? I'd love to find that out. That is fantastic. Let's find out where he is at right now. He was trying to get a job on a cruise liner, I believe in the entertainment area, and he got hired, and he's been on the ship now for 2 weeks. Fantastic stuff. Way to go, buddy. That is good. That is good news. Yeah, we're going to have to watch this this system over the next few days. Like I say, the televisions will be dominating right now about what's happening in Florida, now Georgia, what's happening in South Carolina. Then we'll get into North Carolina. We'll find out what the impact is going to be on cruise lines in the Atlantic and then up the New England coast. And we'll find out, you know, how this the storm will still have, what kind of a punch will it have in the next 3 days. So they're talking about 50, 60 mile an hour winds in South Carolina. That's still pretty powerful stuff considering how long it's been. Robert Brandt, I want a job bartending on a ship, but only for maybe a month. Let's see. Rayvon, fantastic story saying, Rayvon, good job. Yeah, Rayvon, where are you? Tell us, where are you now in the Mediterranean? This is fantastic. I hope you're having a great time down there. Hope you're enjoying your job. Tom Henry, Robert Brandt, Cindy got a nice bonus from BB&T Bank. Way to go, Tom. That's fantastic. You're married to the right girl. Don't lose her. Don't do anything that will make her kick you up. Way to go, buddy. Crazy Rich Guys Travels Chicken at Robert Brandt. There you go. I have no idea what they're talking about. I do not know what they mean. I'd like to be a ship's accountant, says Tom Henry. That's what I'd like to be doing. Count the dollars. That'd be an interesting job. I'm sure it would be. It would be a most interesting deal to count the dough from all the different departments and the bar tabs and the casino money and the hotel area and the room service and the specialty restaurants. It's complicated. These ships are floating resorts completely. Sorry, my boss just walked in. I'll tell you in a second. I'll tell you where I am. But my boss just walked in. I can't do that right now because it's hush hush. I'll get to. It's all good, Rayvon. It's all good. Don't worry about it. When you can tell me, you can tell me. It's all fun. First Bank of the Virgin Islands, says Robert Brandt. MG2. I'd like a job eating on a ship. Yeah, well, I'm good at that. I'm highly qualified to eat on a cruise ship. So Bruce, how many days do you think the hurricane will last? Crazy Rich Guys, aren't you barred from promoting that, Robert Brandt? Well, I don't. I think we're looking at another week, but not as a hurricane. It's going to turn into a tropical storm, probably tonight or tomorrow, and then it'll be a depression, tropical depression, and then it'll go over water again. We'll have to see how it handles that, and we'll kind of keep an eye on it. Peter Heckma, Bruce, I think you missed a few people who signed in first. A little rain and wind here in Tarpon Springs from the hurricane. Not much of anything. Thank you, Peter. By the time I got to looking at my messages and went back to the beginning, I'd lost my place in line and lost a few of you. Thank you, Peter, for signing in and saying hi second time. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that you didn't get hit in any way. You're just outside of Tampa, and I figured you would be spared because the way that was forming and the way that the system was moving, it would basically bypass you for the most part. And that's, of course, why the Majesty of the Seas pulled into port early this morning without any issues. Very good. So Tweety, Royal Caribbean sent me a very encouraging email that I'm just 2,500 points away from my next Club Royale tier. I already have 13 whole points. So you're only 2,500 away and you got 13 now. You're well underway. Keep it up. Talk about getting you all jacked up. Isn't that great? Wow. So Tweety, hey, Robert. Fantastic story. If I had more time, it would be a category 5. It was only 2 miles away, 2 miles an hour away from being a category 5. More than fast enough. D&G, hello, Bruce and TWB family. Hey, D&G guys, how's it going? Have you got 400 subscribers yet? I know you're at 386, 388 the other day. You're zeroing in on 400 subs. I hope you're just about there. Kendrick is here. Hi, Bruce. Greetings from lovely Barbados. Kendrick, how are you, pal? Welcome to the channel today. Crazy Rich Guys also hi. So Tweety. Crazy Rich Guys Travel. Hi, Derek. Tom also saying hi, Derek. So Tweety. Hey, D&G Explorers. How's it going? Robert Brandt. Hi, Derek. Welcome, guys, to the show. We're all watching the hurricane today. That's the big story here of the day. Not a lot in the cruise ship world being talked about. There's talk about the Virgin Voyages. What was it? The owner of Virgin Voyages, Richard Branson, was quoted as saying that they're going to lay down the steel for the second of 3 Voyager ships, Virgin ships, excuse me, 2 of the 3 Virgin ships. The number 2 ship, the steel will be laid down in about the next 3 weeks or so. They're going to start construction on that one. The first one is well underway and coming along nicely. What have I got here? Rayvon, I got 4 more months on Symphony of the Seas, and then I'm transferring over to the Anthem of the Seas. Fantastic, sir. I hope you're enjoying it. And Robert Brandt, DNG Explorers, his live show at 8 o'clock Eastern tonight. Sebastian is here saying hi. Tracy Dunlop, hi, DNG Explorers, hoping to make it to the show tonight. Fantastic. Way to go, you guys. And hopefully you'll hit 400 subs during the show. That would be kind of cool. Let's see. So, Tweety, I saw a video of the concept for one of those Virgin ships, and they have a catamaran net at the back. Terrifying. They're doing all kinds of neat stuff with the Voyager, the Virgin Voyager ships. They're certainly going after the adult market, of course. No children allowed. You got to be, I think, 16 or 18 or older to get on the ship. They're after really the millennials. They're looking for people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s really hard. That's their core market. They'll, of course, accept anyone who was old enough to come on board. But the kind of activities that they're talking about putting together, the kind of onshore activities they want to put together, is certainly targeted at a younger audience. And these ships were not going to be like your grandma and grandpa cruise ships from the 80s. We're not talking about Love Boat type cruising here. We're talking about action-packed. Right now, if you want an action-packed cruise, you go on Norwegian or Royal Caribbean with all the activities you can have on the ships or on the private islands. But with Virgin Voyages, they're going to want to really jazz up the activities on board the ships. They're going to help you party hard, and they're going to help you recover hard. Should be an interesting time, and the amenities should be most interesting. How do you know if a ship's a Virgin? Says Crazy Rich Guys. DNG, ISO, Tweety, and everybody else. Wes Morrison, hello again. 79 here in New Braunfels, Texas. The hurricane is causing huge tides in Galveston. Low-lying areas could flood. Isn't that something? And that's the problem that Galveston's been having lately. They're so close to the water line that any change in the wave pools and storm surges, high tides can flood downtown Galveston. It's crazy. Robert Brandt, Crazy Rich Guys Travels. Don't tell that joke. Peter Heckema, Rayvon, what area do you work in? We're on Symphony in November. So Tweety, tell it, Crazy Rich Guys. some kind of joke going around. Tracy Dunlop, did you miss DNG's live show last night, Rayvon? And we're on our way to Rome. They're on their way to Rome. Civitavecchia. That's the port for Rome, Italy. That's where they're headed right now. Thank you, Rayvon, for letting us know. So, Tweety, I missed DNG last night. I'll watch tonight, though. Donnell is here from Ireland. Donnell, how are you, buddy? Hi, Bruce. Looking forward to getting my new Sextant T-shirt soon. It sure looks good on you. I know I've seen the report. It's being shipped, I believe. You might be getting a tracking number on this package. I'm not 100% sure, so let me know when you get it. I can't wait. And if you can post a photo of the shirt on my Facebook page, that would be fantastic. I'd love to see it on Traveling with Bruce. DNG Explorers, thanks for the shout out, guys. Halloween and first year celebration show. The Fantastic Dory, the Hurricanes, Pensacola gets is only nothing, maybe more. I don't know what it means. Robert, I'm retired. I don't know what's what anymore. So Tweety, that's a good problem to have, Robert. DNG, so Tweety, it was just a test last night with new webcam. Rayvon left La Spezia 2 hours ago and headed to Rome. Fantastic. Very good, Robert Brand. It doesn't suck. So Tweety being retired. That's what he's saying. Getting rid of the twins will be the icing on the cake. So Tweety, is that the punchline, or in reply to being retired? Crazy Rich Guys Travels. Not nice, Dad. Not nice at all. What can you say? Dad is looking forward to having an empty nest. One big empty nest in St. Thomas, and in Florida. Fantastic. Rayvon, no, we left Rome on our way to Civitavecchia. Okay, I'm a bit confused, but as far as I know, that port is where you dock to go to Rome. But I know where you are. You're just off the coast of Italy, and you're in the Mediterranean, and you're on board a cruise ship, buddy. You got a job on a cruise ship. Well done. Way to go. Cheers to you. I know you wanted that, and it's happened. That's fantastic. And Tracy's saying you're going to miss them. I don't think he's going to miss them that much. They're going to be home for Thanksgiving. They'll be home for Christmas. They'll be home for spring break. I don't know if he's going to really miss them all that much, but it'll be a little. We'll see. I think Robert's going to be just fine. There's a couple of kids on the island. They've all come back to the island, so it's not like he's alone. It's not like he's on a tropical island deserted from everybody. Robert, you say that because dinner at the dock depends on it. Very odd. Rayvon, I got to get back to work now. I'll talk to you guys a little later. Rayvon, thanks for popping in. Nice to see you. Have a great time out there. Keep her going and stay in touch with us. I'm really happy for you. You were able to land a job on a cruise ship, which is what you wanted. Absolutely fantastic. I hope it's going really well for you. This is fantastic. Tracy, don't say that, Bruce. We have a bet on that. I see whether he's going to miss him or not. Robert, they never stay away too long enough, he says. They just don't. The kids are gone for a while, and they all move back. Yep, they're on the island. What can I say? Yep, they love dad. They love mom, and why not? There you go. And, of course, they love the island. Not bad. So Tweety's saying, bye, Raymond. There you go. That's about it from here. I really don't have any other news for you today. It was all about the hurricane today. Tomorrow I'm on twice. I'm on at 5 o'clock tomorrow night. I'm on at 8 o'clock tomorrow night for trivia. Look forward to seeing you guys for that show. We'll just keep an eye on this system, this Hurricane Michael, as it turns into a tropical storm and then a depression as it makes its way to the Atlantic. We'll watch that. In the meantime, there are two other hurricanes in the Atlantic that I'm watching, but they're well out and so far not posing a problem. There is a system off the coast of Mexico that is turning into a tropical storm, moving into Cabo. By the time it gets there, it'll just be a big old depression, not going to pose a problem for cruise ships from what I can tell you. So I don't see anything newsworthy there to worry about. We'll keep an eye on things. Don't forget to hit the like button. D&G is saying, thanks, D&G. We got 23 thumbs ups already. Thanks, everybody, for that. So, Tweety, when do hurricanes end? I have a cruise late October. Not sure if I should worry. They end in November, but really don't worry at all, so Tweety, about a hurricane. I'm telling you, the biggest issue you'll ever have with a hurricane with respect to a cruise ship is either getting to your port where the ship is or getting home from the port where your ship is going to drop you off. That's the only time you're going to have a problem with a hurricane. It's when you're on land. You're not going to have a problem on the seas at all. If there's a hurricane hitting a port of call that you're going to visit, the ship won't go there. It'll go to another port of call, or it'll just go into the open ocean where it's nice and calm and sunny, and it'll hang out there for a day or so, and it'll take you to land when it's safe to do so. That's the beauty of cruise ships versus on-land resorts. If you were in a condo or in a prepaid all-inclusive resort in Cancun, Mexico last week, you didn't have a good time. It got wet for a long time and nasty for like 4 days because Hurricane Michael was down there and you couldn't avoid it. You might not have been able to get out because the airport might have been closed. You might not have been able to get in on the day you're supposed to get in because the hurricane shut the airport down on the way in. This is the problem with on-land resorts that can't go anywhere. With a floating resort like a 5-star cruise ship, the only problem you have is to get to the ship and get off the ship later. It's the only problem you're going to have. And even then, the cruise line will not take you back to a port of call in the middle of a hurricane if it puts you in danger. They're not going to do it. They'll hold you up for another day. You'll be late getting home a day, but you'll be safe. And the airlines will not charge you fees to change your flights because they know hurricanes aren't your fault. It's an act of nature. So it's all good. It's all good. Excuse me. Fantastic. Dory KK, Robert Brandt, thumbs ups. Tom Henry, bye all. Maybe a quick nap so I can visit D&G. Sylvan, wouldn't worry. Robert Brandt, hurricane season as a rule ends with Halloween. So Tweety, do I need to pack an inflatable raft so I can get to my shift? Tom Henry, Speedo's required tonight. Peter Heckema, hurricane season in June to November. So Tweety's laughing. And Jordan, thumbs ups to Bruce. D&G, thanks, Tom Henry. Robert Brandt, me a Speedo. Tom Henry, better than me, laughing out loud, says Tom Henry. D&G, Dilly, and Jordan. So, Tweety, I'd be more than happy to stay on board a few extra days. Tracy, Dunlop, good shows as usual. See you tomorrow, Bruce. Robert Brandt, bye, Tracy. Dilly DNG. Thank you for the 29 thumbs ups, everybody. I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed today's show, as abbreviated as it was. We covered what I needed to cover today. We'll watch the storm for the rest of the evening and just watch the coverage and just be thankful we're not in the middle of it. And pray for those who are, and hopefully it won't be too bad. Anyway, there you go. I'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock and at 8 o'clock tomorrow night for live trivia. Please join me for both shows. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Thank you for the thumbs ups and for your support. Thank you for all of your kind words and comments, for picking up items like this on Redbubble. Thank you for using my Amazon affiliate link to pick up stuff on Amazon. Thank you for that. And also for any donations you're making to this channel through PayPal. I do appreciate it, as does Jennifer. It's fantastic. All right, there you are. Have a good evening, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 5 o'clock, and enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you later, and bye for now.